Hi everyone, and welcome to the Stage 6 betting preview of the Tour de France. Well, what a stage we had in Stage 5 on Wednesday. The cobbles, they were everything we expected them to be. Plenty of carnage. We'll talk about that in just a second, but just to mention, World Sports Betting's promotion on the Tour de France. Get a refund on a second place finish. That is in the form of free bets. Terms and conditions apply, of course. Take a look at their website under the promotions section. Well, let's get on to the action because we had cobbles, 11 cobbled stages, and the general feeling was that it would all come back together, but the cobbles had other ideas. Absolute carnage. Jumbo-Visma, we expected them to put pressure on today. Pogacar, it was quite the opposite. They had an awful day. Wout van Aert crashing, Roglic crashing. And in the end, it was Pogacar who came in seventh on the stage and managed to put time into all of his major rivals. What all of that chaos did at the back was it meant that there was no team really chasing down the break, and the break actually stuck. And Taco van der Hoorn just pipped at the post by Simon Clark. Great to see Clark winning, but I did feel for some of the good for the game punters who won van der Hoorn. What a breakaway specialist this guy is. Absolutely superb. And watch him throughout the balance of the Tour de France. Great to see Boas and Hagen showing improved form again. Big fan of his a few years ago. And he came home in third place there. Powerless narrowly missing out on the yellow jersey. Wout van Aert, an incredible ride from him yesterday to save that jersey. We'll have a quick look at the classification rankings now, but of course the big loser on the day there was Primož Roglic. He came in a couple of minutes behind Pogacar there, and very, very disappointing to see. If we have a look at the outright, we've got Wout van Aert. He's leading Paulus by 13 seconds, but let's look at the big names. Pogacar 19 seconds behind, Vingegaard 40 seconds, and we have to scroll down. In fact, Geraint Thomas there at 50 seconds. We have to scroll down somewhat, and I actually ended up watching the stage on catch-up yesterday because of load shedding and also the fact that I played poker, which is one of the reasons why I'm not in the screen. I'm not looking the best this morning after a really late night. Where's our man? He's somewhere down here, quite far down now. Roglic, I should just search for him. But anyway, you'll know more or less where he is. He's a good couple of minutes back. Let's have a look at the classification standings and see what that's done. Well, Pogacar, he just continues to shorten. It really is hard to see him being beaten bar some really bad luck or just a terrible day on his part. 3 to 10. I can't be taking those prices in the Tour de France, not with everything that can go wrong. Vingegaard, he certainly is looking the second strongest man at the moment, 13 to 4. And then Geraint Thomas 14, Vlasov 16 to 1. Let's have a quick look to see where Roglic is priced. It is hard to see Primož Roglic coming back from yesterday. He's priced there at 20 to 1. But that being said, Jumbo-Visma still have the two cards to play, and it's going to be interesting to see how they use them in the mountains. Of course, the big key really will be, has Roglic actually recovered from that crash? He didn't look very comfortable on the bike to me yesterday. My computer's decided to pretty much, I don't know, I wouldn't say the word crash, but it's really been on a go slow this morning. It's not actually letting me press the cycling better. Here we go. Let's go back to those classifications and have a look. I know the green jersey, you've got Wout van Aert at 1 to 5 for the green jersey. Also very hard to look past him, but he was also off the bike yesterday. But the way he rode afterwards suggests that he's just fine. Fabio Jakobsen 6 to 1. Sagan's 14s. Mountains classification, no changes there. Team classification, Ineos, who were 5 to 2, have now shortened into 5 to 4 favourites on the back of the Jumbo-Visma problems. Jumbo's still in there at 2 to 1. They do have so much depth in that team. Bora Hansgrohe 5s and EF Education at 8. Right, let's get into the stage. Let's have a look at the profile. We're in for an exciting one today. I'll be recording the end of this. Well, I'll be recording the entire stage because you don't want to miss the first hour here. You've got a fairly flattish start. By the way, watch out for wind today. It could cause havoc in the stage. There are some cross winds forecast, and we all know that it's one of the very surprising things you find out with cycling. Probably more important than anything else is the weather on the day, and the wind can really create carnage. Well, I expect an absolute battle to get into this breakaway because it is the sort of stage where the break must have a chance. We're going to have a very exciting, it's not going to be one of those ones where 4 riders or 2 riders go off at the 0 kilometer mark. This is going to be a battle to get into the break, and we'll have to see how strong this break is. But given the sort of terrain they're riding here, I think it's going to be quite a strong break. The question then becomes, who is actually going to chase the break down? Pogacar certainly got no need to burn his team at this stage. Wout van Aert, you'd expect Jumbo-Visma would go for the stage under normal circumstances, may even have seen it as a chance to put time into the favourite. But after yesterday's stage, I've got to fancy that they'll be licking their wounds. They're probably quite happy to let the yellow jersey go because, let's face it, it is going to go off the back of Wout van Aert in the near future anyway. As you go along, you've got a Cat 3 climb here, 2 kilometers at 7.6%. And then we've got a really lumpy, tough finish, including a finishing drag of 1.6 kilometers at 5.8%. But look at this. Just with about 5Ks to go, we've got 800 meters at 12.3%. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a proper wall. And we've seen even a couple of stages ago what a much less steep climb of a kilometer could do. So this is going to be absolutely carnage. You can write off the really quick men for the stage. And let's have a look at the stage betting now. WSB, they were just busy fixing their markets as I'm doing this preview. So I haven't seen their prices, but remember they've got that special. So if you're going to back someone to win the stage, and especially if he's a fairly shortish price, that would also be a good place to go. But let's have a look at the odds there. We got Wout van Aert, 4-1 favorite. I wouldn't be taking him today, although if Jumbo-Visma go for it, you can't argue with the fact that he's a favorite at the end of the day. Pogacar, he at 8-1, it would certainly be one of my fancies. Maric, will he get into the break? Certainly got a chance if he does. He's also got a chance with a late attack as well. Matteo van der Poel, big disappointment for me yesterday. He just isn't on form. He's the sort of guy that I've seen bounce back very strongly from a bad ride or from a bad day. So who knows? You can't discount him. This stage should be absolutely perfect for him. Dylan Tierns now, Bahrain, will be focusing more attention on him with the departure of Jack Haig, 20-1. Going a little bit further down the list, quite a few guys who could be runners here. But the one guy I'll talk about, and I'll quickly bring my bets up for the stage here. Let's just find them quickly. Is Cosnefroy. He's 33-1. This course is perfect for him. Look, he hasn't been in the best of form. He didn't impress in the lead up. But early in the season, I was so impressed with some of his riding. And he's the sort of guy who does blow a little bit hot and cold. So 33-1, I'm happy to have him on my side in this one. But I'm also going for the favorite there, Pogacar, at around the 8-1 mark. I say around because I will look to World Sports Betting for this because I'll take advantage of their money back for second place special. Because if it does come to a sort of a sprint finish between a small select group, the only man I could see perhaps taking Pogacar would be a Wout van Aert or Rogic if he really has found his form. So I think it's a pretty decent one, of course. Then we're pulling for the break to get pulled back. So that's Pogacar and Cosnefroy then. Thanks very much, everyone. A bit of a rush for me today. Can't wait for the stage. It's going to be an absolute cracker. And join me back either late Thursday night, but probably more likely early Friday morning for the Stage 7 preview. It should be another belter.